Hey rockers, and welcome to another mask-wearing episode of Indie Rockers Ball.
That's right. We're here once again to give you the best content for all things music while entertaining you a bit in the process.
That's right, but this week we're taking a bit more of a spooky, scary skeleton turn this week, because this week is a Halloween episode.
Dead memes aside, you all better get yourself strapped in, because viewer beware, you're in for a scare.
Heck yeah! Wait, that's Goosebumps. Are we allowed to say that?
Demi Lovato delivered an emotional performance of her new song Commander-in-Chief at the Billboard Music Awards on October 14th. Lovato performed the overtly anti-Trump protest anthem against an enormous backdrop which read the word "Vote." NBC reportedly edited this out of the broadcast. The network published the original edit of Lovato's performance on the website, in which the backdrop was included, but this version was not aired during the Billboard Music Awards telecast. Soon after, she wrote the following on a story post. "I literally don't care if this ruins my career. This isn't about that. My career isn't about that. I made a piece of art that stands for something I believe in, and I'm putting it out even at the risk of losing fans. I'll take integrity in my work over sales any day."
Livia is a 26-year-old American pop singer from San Francisco. You may know her for her singles Parachute, Catch a Body, and Damn. On October 23rd, the singer released a new music video for her song titled Monster. The overall theme of the music video is a haunted house, and as Lydia described, "I thought Scooby-Doo and Clue." Livia wrote, directed, and produced the music video herself. The first 3 minutes of the music video introduce a group of young adults having a spooky game night in a Victorian home. Someone screams and the group splits up to search the house. We won't spoil the rest, but the video also includes the new song, which we recommend you give a listen. It's very catchy. Go check out the music video and let us know what you think and who you thought the murderer was on our Twitter with the hashtag MusicNews. Wow, there's a lot of new music coming out these days, and with the election just right around the corner, I'm really glad Demi Lovato spoke for what she believed in, especially since she was urging people to vote so much.
Exactly, and since Election Day is right around the corner, we urge all of our viewers to do the same, no matter who that ballot of yours is going to.
But enough of that scary stuff we call politics. That's what Election Day and sometimes awkward family dinners are for. Let's move on to our next segment.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Music Lesson. This week I'm going to be teaching You Can't Stop by Offspring. So it's a pretty basic song, basic chord progression, and it's all going to be in standard tuning. So it's going to be a series of power chords for the most part with one little solo and then basically palmating. So it's going to be, you're going to start playing a power chord with your pointer on the 5th fret of the A. So it's going to be this. You slide that up 2 frets to where your pointer's on the 7th. So it's once and then, so it's 4 times on the 7th. So you're gonna take it down to your pointer on the 3rd of the E, that power chord. You play it 2 more times, so it's, you slide it up 2 frets to where it's on the 5th of the E. So it's, and then just open. So open pointer on the 2nd of the A. So that first part does that once, so it's, and then it's the same for the first half of the next part, so it's, except this one goes back from your pointer on the 5th of the E to the 3rd, so it's 1, 1, 1, and then 2 open, and then back to 3, and then back to open. So that's like, so that's like that. And then the third progression is the same thing. It's still the, and then except of it switching on the end, like how it did in the second, on the last one before it gets into the verse, it just goes just once, 1, 1, from 5 to 3 to open. So that's pretty much the same. And then the verse pretty much stays the same, except it's palm muted, like how the first progression goes. So it's basically, the only difference is you let the last note ring out. So that could be on the 5th of the E. So that's basically how most of the chorus and the verse goes. And the backing guitar on the chorus is doing this. So it's basically just this little thing where it's the 7th and 9th fret of the G and then the 8th of the B. So it's so that's basically 7 and 9. So same kind of thing where it's like 1 and then 4, and then it goes to the 8th. So it's and then it does that twice, and then on the 3rd time, the difference is it goes. So it just, instead of going just to 8, it goes to the 10th of the B. So it's 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. So that's pretty much most of the song. So I'll just run through that one more time just so you get it. So it's. All right, that's basically how you play the majority of Can't Stop by The Offspring. Once again, thank you guys for watching as you always do, and I will see you next week.
The post-punk duo Lebanon Hanover has just released their new album titled Sci-Fi Sky on October 20th. The album features 10 synth-laden tracks filled with crashing beats, strong bass lines, distorted guitar, and echoing vocals. Sci-Fi Sky's melancholic sound makes the perfect album for the cold months ahead. It's available now on most streaming platforms, as well as being available for purchase on Bandcamp. Having formed in 2010, the band is originally from Newcastle, UK, but are now based in Berlin. The duo, which is made up of Larissa Iceglass and William Maybelline, have released 8 studio albums so far, and are best known for their song Gallow Dance, which was released in 2013. Genre-wise, they can be described as post-punk with dark wave and goth influences. So if you're a fan of Joy Division or The Cure, I'm sure that you'll love Lebanon Hanover.
The Los Angeles Times has curated a quarantine Halloween playlist with some spooky, scary jams for everyone to listen to. A number of these songs were released just earlier this year, and some earlier this month, just in time for Halloween. And here are a few of our favorites. Ashanti Natinta, or the musician Back X Wash, released her song Spells back in March of this year. It's a techno hip-hop vibe with eerie vocals by Debbie McCallion. Released just earlier this month on October 17th was a song titled Blood of the Fang by the group Clipping. The hip-hop song touches on concerns of slavery and the consequences of racism. A classic song by the Cranberries and my personal favorite by them, Zombie, was remastered by Miley Cyrus during the SOS Fest on October 18th. Of course, the original with Dolores O'Riordan was Forever Hold a Place in Our Heart. Miley's version is pretty dang good. What are some of your favorite Halloween bops? Let us know with the hashtag music release on Twitter at IRBTV.
Wowza, I can't believe there are so many Halloween jams that were released over quarantine. Just goes to show how artists from all over the place bring light during such dark and confusing times.
Exactly, Flora, which kind of confuses me on why IUP is cutting the arts and other creative programs instead of trying to improve them. Since, we all still are currently in dark and confusing times.
Well, at least we have a new dining hall no one asked for to replace one that really didn't need to be replaced.
And a president who makes about $400K a year.
If this seems scary or uncomfortable to you, it is to all of us as well. Fitting this is all going down in the spookiest time of year, huh?
Yeah, and I mean, it sadly is. But if you want to help try to prevent this, make your voice heard, because the future of this university really depends on it.
Hey guys, today we're going to be playing a game where these 2 contestants will each get a prompt and have a minute to tell a story about it. So for the first word, it'll be cemetery. Liam, you start.
On the night of November 3rd, 1987, I walked into a cemetery and saw a man in a white trench coat. I went up to him and said, "Hey man, what are you doing here?" And he said, just, eating the gravestones. And I was like, why are you doing that? And he's like, cobblestone's my favorite thing to eat. What about you? And I said, well, I'm going to visit my grandparents who passed away about 45 years ago in the war. And I'm just, paying my respects. And he said, paying your respects, how much you got? Haha, and he ran off. Honestly, I'd never seen that man in my entire life, and I probably will never see him again. It probably was one of the most weirdest experiences I have ever seen in a cemetery. To close, never go to a cemetery with a man in a white trench coat who eats cobblestone.
Wow, that was riveting.
I try my best.
Okay, all right, so this one time back home, I was with my friends. I was in high school, and we went to a cemetery late at night, and one of my friends decided it would be a good idea to bring a Ouija board out into this graveyard, and we didn't know whose gravestone we were at, and all of a sudden, one thing leads to the next. Letters start going in all kinds of random directions, and it told us to get out, so we pee-peed in our pants, and then we ran up into his car, and then we drove off, and then we never did that again because we're not stupid. So, lesson learned, don't do stupid things when you're a teenager.
That was just as riveting, like I went from a man who ate cobblestone to you having a true experience of a Ouija board. Mm-hmm. What do you think, Annalise? Which one do you think was the best suitable story for a cemetery?
I am going to have to go with Liam on this one. I apologize, Jet. But you will get them next round. So your next word is clown. Jet, you start this time.
Oh, geez. All right. It's the same kind of thing, because remember a few years ago, people were doing those things where they would dress up like clowns, and then they would walk out, and their friends would record from the car and be like, dude, what is that? Like, why is there a clown out here in the middle of the day in Iowa? Like, what? This makes total sense, bro, that this clown will be after us right now. So, I remember one time, same situation, I was with my friend, and a clown tried doing that to us back home, and then my friend, who is an avid concealed carry permit holder, pulled over to the side of the road and said, you don't want to try me right now? Because I concealed carry. And the clown stopped and turned 180 and walked the other way. And we never saw him again.
Dude, that's a nice sequel to It, you know what I'm saying? Like, Stephen King should really pick up some notes, you know what I'm saying? That could have been Pennywise.
Oh yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Man. Well, my story about a clown is about a clown named Bobo. At the age of 3, he was born without a face. I don't really know how that happens, but the doctors were like, hey man, you're 3, you're somehow born now, you're 3 years old, and you don't got a face. So what did he do? He went to the local circus with a gorilla named Bobo, and he painted himself like a clown. And even though he had no eyes, nose, or mouth, being a clown kind of helped with that. Kind of drew a face on himself, put a little red nose on, on whatever the no face is, and he drew 2 eyes. And he was probably the worst clown in the circus because, he couldn't breathe or walk or see or smell or do anything like that. But hey, he did it and he's living his dream. So the moral of the story is if you're born 3 years old without a face, you and your good friend Bobo the gorilla can have a good time and, achieve your dreams, even if you're not the best at it.
Wow.
Stephen King should really do on that story though, but
oh yeah.
It chapter 3, man, Pennywise is just, scared stupid and runs away and never shows up again.
These stupid clowns need to learn their place.
Yeah, they better learn, dude. That's why they haven't shown back up since 2015.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, I'm gonna have to go with Jet on that one because I'm pretty sure Liam just terrified me in that.
Fair enough.
Anyway,
Fair enough.
If you guys are ready, your last prompt is Scarecrow, and Liam, you'll start this time.
I went to Walmart. I already have a good one. No, this is perfect. I'm hyped. We can start now. So I went to Walmart today to look for some food because I'm a pretty big fatty and I like to eat quesadillas that are frozen. Shout out to Walmart, by the way, for having the best quesadillas and White Castle burgers. But I went to the Halloween store, aisle or whatever, and there was a scarecrow there, but they didn't want to say scarecrow because, Walmart bootleg costumes, they always have some stupid name. Yeah. So the name for the scarecrow was called Corn Goblin, and I think that's one of the best names you could ever call a scarecrow. So if you ever, come across a corn goblin in your near future, they're actually a scarecrow. So don't be alarmed. No goblin is coming to steal your corn.
Interesting. Yeah, okay. I remember I had a friend who used to live out in the middle of nowhere, and there was a big field by his house, and they had a scarecrow out there. And I remember he always told me that his little sister used to get paranoid because she always thought that it was watching her, to a sense. But yeah, I don't know. I guess one day he told me that she had a dream that this scarecrow had come to life and was tapping on her bedroom window. And she ran into my friend's parents' room and said, "There's a scarecrow tapping on my window," and they said, "Shut up and go back to sleep." So that was the end of that, and she never had a problem with it after that. So
honestly, I think if she went into that her parents' room and said, "There's a corn goblin watching me," I think there would have been a little bit weirder of a response. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, corn goblin versus just that scarecrow that's been there. Yeah, it's a difference.
I hope I never meet a goblin who's after my corn, man. I hope it never happens.
Yeah, corn goblin.
Well, while you two are worried about the corn goblins, I'm going to go with Liam on this one because I can't get the word corn goblin in my head now.
It's pretty catchy. Walmart knows what they're doing.
Yay, Liam wins this one today, guys.
Good job, Liam.
But what do you think, viewers? Did you like our ideas? Which stories did you like the best? Please subscribe to Indie Rockers Bowl and look in the comments section of which thing you like the best. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Bell subscribers are the best subscribers in my opinion. Make sure to comment too, we won't read them. And yeah, we'll see you next week for the next video. We're gonna have a lot of ads on it though. You better get ready for it. We make money that way.
Joe Biden's presidential campaign has released a new ad highlighting the devastating impact of COVID-19 on the live music industry, and it features a rare commercial sync of a Beastie Boys song. The 60-second spot aired Sunday, October 18th during an NFL game and is centered around Joe Malkoun, co-owner of the Ann Arbor, Michigan club The Blind Pig, which has been shuttered for shows throughout the pandemic. Malkoun talks about how difficult it's been for venues, bars, and restaurants to make ends meet with limited revenue during the pandemic, and warns that many won't survive without federal assistance. So why is this important? Well, because the Beastie Boys have been very strict about not allowing their music to be used in commercials since Adam Yauch died in 2012. In his will, the late musician prohibited his image or name or any music or any artistic property created by me be used for advertising purposes. The band has since sued Monster Energy and Goldie Blox for unlicensed use of their music in ads, and they previously only allowed Sabotage to be used in trailers for the 2015 movie Star Trek Beyond and the 2017 video game Destiny 2. A spokesperson for the Biden campaign told Variety that the band agreed to let Sabotage be used for the spot because of the importance of the election.
The Foo Fighters, Beck, Stevie Nicks, and so much more paid tribute to a legend, Tom Petty, during a virtual festival on October 23rd to mark what would have been the late musician's 70th birthday. Petty's actual birthday is actually on October 20th. The 5-hour event featured a mix of performances, testimonials, and tributes to Tom Petty, and took place on 2 platforms, starting at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on SiriusXM's Tom Petty Radio, then moving to Twitch for a live stream at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the audio from the live stream was simultaneously casted on SiriusXM. Tom Petty's 70th birthday bash will help raise awareness and money for several organizations: Save Our Stages, which is helping venues struggling to survive during COVID-19, Arts and Medicine, a Gainesville, Florida organization, Digitunity, which is trying to make technology a lot more accessible to people, and Music Cares, which provides critical assistance to musicians and others in the music industry.
It's a shame Tom Petty isn't here to spread his music to the masses anymore, but at least there are many artists and fans alike that keep his legacy alive.
Yep, I totally agree with that, Flora. It's nice to see people coming together to remember such an icon in the music industry. But how about the Beastie Boys lending their music to Joe Biden's campaign?
Crazy how they got over the stigma of not providing their music to really anyone, and did to benefit something they believe in. Really shows that music and the arts in general is such an important thing to our everyday lives.
Yeah, I mean, Driscoll should take some notes. Might even change his mind on gutting them.
I totally agree, but don't you think we should talk about some more stuff that's a little more Halloween related?
Politics in America as a whole and so many important faculty and students being screwed over just because IUP wants to save some dough? Can't get more scary than that, Flora.
Excellent point.
Well, there you have it, folks. Another episode down in the books. Goosebumps books, I might add.
We hope you enjoyed our Halloween episode this week and apologize for our constant talk of politics and IUP's disappointing reconstruction plan, but these are issues that this show cannot just sit by and let happen.
Exactly, I totally agree. As students of this university, as well as being citizens of the United States as a whole, we encourage all of you to make your voices heard as much as possible about the events taking place, both in the country at large and to help those impacted by IUP's slashing of such essential majors and programs.
So go out there and vote for whoever you want to see in office for the next 4 years, and please go to www.shameoniup.com to get informed so we can all tell IUP to knock it off and come up with a better solution.
And once and always, we're in this together, rockers, so we'll see you next week and stay awesome. Happy Halloween, and I'm gonna defog my glasses. See you next week, everyone.
We're here once again. We're here once again, goddammit.
Olivia is a 26-year-old American pop singer from San Francisco. Oh, my mask, it's happening again. Hey, rockers, welcome to another mask-wearing episode of Indie Rockers Ball.
There's such a big space that I'm just standing there for a
No,
second.
that's my fault, Dante. You're gonna have to like Hall Oates every time, and I apologize.
Demi Lovato delivered it in a...
Oh. What? I didn't even know that existed. Damn, I'm like a Neanderthal over here. Leave me alone, Mom. I'm stupid.
The pandemic started back in March.
How have I not gotten COVID yet? I'm dummy sauce, bro. I drink a lot of dumb juice. Leave me alone, bro. You don't have to bleep that. That might be bloopers.
We're all enraged right now because
Dead memes aside, you all better get your get.
That made me laugh. I'm sorry I heard that. Who did the Goosebumps theme?
How difficult it's been for... God damn. So we can all tell IUP to knock it
Knock
off
it the off, iCup.
and come up with a better solution.
That was so good, bro. That is so.
That was so